What's good, guys? We're back with another video for you guys today. We're going to be playing our Stardust deck again, Stardust Adventure. Our opponent does open up with an Ash Blossom. We do have the called by, and this is good for us. I mean, Ash isn't something we worry about with full combo, but it's just to get it out of the way. Not a bad move. So we're going to use Small World to use Ash as our bridge, pitching a Revolution to get ourselves the Water Enchantress. A pretty simple combo with Water Enchantress and Revolution going into Baron. Yep. Adventure, we're gonna discard that Ash. I mean, it's called by it anyway. Not any use to us. We're gonna get that Griffin Rider plus Revolution to get ourselves out our Baron Diffuser. So we have some kind of great evidence here. Alright, going first. This is a really good hand. No complaints. Fenrir, one of the best 7s in the game. We're going to use it as material for our Baron Diffuser. With right in hand as well, we're going to get our level 4 out. Get the Revolution right back to get ourselves out a level 1. Phase of Adventures here. I'm just going to activate it just because I can. It'll give my Junk Speeder that Ash protection that I love. Speeder is going to activate first just so we can chain to the Fateful Adventure, and then we're going to be able to get the Draco back, as well as get 1, 2, 4, and 5. No monsters yet, but Water Enchantress is here due to pitching Draco back, which is really cool, so we still have a monster for Wheel Synchron. Going into the 6, we're going to get ourselves out the Charge Warrior, drawing a card. Water Enchantress is here as well. We're going to use Stardust, Charge Warrior, and Assault like the normal combo to get ourselves out Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. We're going to use its effect right away, double activation to proc ourselves into a jet, as well as get our Stardust Dragon to synchro off with our Stardust Synchron to equal the Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon's here, as well as a Synchro Stardust Dragon's going to bring that jet. Assault's going to banish itself to bring back the Assault XL. And the Crimson's going to get us a Speller Trap. We're going to get that Synchro Rumble. Now we can also get Synchro World. I prefer Synchro Rumble. Now we're going to go into an 8 with Wheel Synchron and Water Enchantress to get us out our Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. We're going to use Illumination here as well to get Trail into rotation. We're going to use Jet and Scarlet to get ourselves out the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And Jet Synchron's going to come out to finish off this by increasing Excel's level to 9 to get us out this pattern. Now we're going to use Synchro Rumble. We choose the target as Stardust Synchron, but unfortunately our opponent does have that Bestial Serenade in hand. I'm going to choose to recycle the Assault Synchron to then get pop that just so he doesn't get any board presence, but we unfortunately don't get this that interaction, so meaning our opponent's going to get one more card in hand than I would want him to. Now we're going to use Water Enchantress to get a right to hand for our next turn. Stardust Synchron is going to be our banish pick instead of Omega now, and we're going to get still at least one activation of Omega. Now this is where it hurts. I used the Omega and I realized my opponent is on Despian. Now that card was banished, so I gave him a free Aluber. That's a really good normal summon for him. I kind of don't like giving my opponent interaction. Now Albion's also here. He's going to send that Retribution to draw a card. He has Harpy Feather Duster to get rid of our Faithful Adventure, which is fine. It did its job already. Aluber, we're going to allow that to activate. We're not going to use any effects on that, but Hot Red is going to negate that Branded Fusion. It's a 1-of. I feel like it's the strongest card in Branded, and if he can search to it, that's really good for him. Now that makes him trigger Thrust. Now this is where I misplayed. I didn't know that Trishula can miss timing. I completely missed timing here. So Trishula comes out, and it does absolutely nothing. I missed timing, so it doesn't activate. He gets the Grass Looks Greener. Now I'm scared. I'm like, that's my Baron negate gone. Baron has to negate grass. I can't give him like 30 cards in his graveyard. That's a no-go for me. So we're left with a Dispatter activation, and he goes to battle to get his Luber into graveyard, and he ends his turn. Looks like there was no more worries. He ran out of gas, thank God. But that could have been real close. That could have been bad real fast. And we draw the Imperm for turn. I'm not risking anything. I'm going right to battle. He does have a hand trap in hand to stop battle, but I can destroy it with Bestial Dispatter by sending Jet back to the deck, and the attack goes through and it's game. It was that was a scary one there. Trishula missing timing, as well as me banishing the one card he needed to get a search. Man, really bad luck, but we ended up on top. This was a 6-win streak, completely done with Stardust Adventure. I went from Diamond 5 onto the border of Diamond 3. So, really cool. I'll see you guys in the deck list. Alright, this is an interesting hand to start off. I really wanted to include this clip because the way I got to my board was insane. Starting off, Faithful Adventure, getting ourselves out of Water Enchantress just to discard it so we can keep everything else we have in hand. I special some of the Illegal Knight. I could have saved it as card material. But with the Trail in hand, we're going to get ourselves out a Stardust Dragon. Now with Stardust Dragon on field, Trail is going to special summon a token, and Illumination we're going to use to get ourselves out the Stardust Synchron left in our deck. Now we do get our Speeder here, which is really cool, with our Faithful Adventure protection and a Stardust Dragon protection, which is really cool. So we would have been protected from pretty much anything, interestingly enough. We're going to get ourselves out a Jet, Assault, and we're going to pick Revolution. We did use a lot of cards to connect there. Getting out a Baron as soon as we can, just to protect ourselves from Nib or something like that. Now we go through the regular line with Stardust Charge Warrior and going into, what's it called? Excel with Assault. Oh, we decided to go into Scarlet. My apologies. We go into Scarlet here. I think I'm going for more of a safer play, actually. With Scarlet and Revolution, we're going to get ourselves out Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And we're going to use Jet to level modulate with Stardust Illumination to still end on a Dispatter. So we're going to get Dispatter, Hot Red Archfiend Abyss, as well as Baron de Fure. We're going to target the Stardust Synchron here and end our turn, just recycling something to get some motivation or movement with the Dispatter. Our opponent surrenders on the spot. I just thought it was a really cool line using Trail, Illumination, and our Water and our Adventure line without using any other tuners. All right. Going first is an interesting hand. We don't see these very often. Faithful Adventure is going to start off and getting us that Water Enchantress, which is pretty huge. Going to discard it right away to get Foolish Burial to get a Jet into graveyard. I kind of see a line to get us out a Junk Synchron, so I'm going to try to use it to my best ability. Right is going to get us to level 4, as well as Jet is going to get us to level 1. Now we do have Ash protection, but if our opponent does have anything like Imperm or anything like that, we're still pretty vulnerable. But it was really one of the strongest plays I had with the cards I did, so we're going to take advantage of it. Junk Speeder is going to resolve, as well as we're going to get a Draco back to hand, protecting it from Ash. Getting us some decent mills, since Jet was the one we foolished. Fortunately, Jet won't be available to us, but we do have a second Stardust Synchron with Wheel on the field, so we're not going that bad. Only thing is we had to skip some leveling to get out a different way to get to an 8. The 8 is here, the Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Now a point I didn't notice was when I forced that effect, I forced myself to use the Assault Synchron. Now you never want to use the Assault Synchron, always the Jet. I forgot the Jet was banished, so we're at a disadvantage there. Getting ourselves out our Crimson Dragon. Now we're still in a really good spot, all things considered. Crimson Dragon's going to get us a Synchro Rumble. Synchro Rumble is going to activate, getting us an Excel. And Excel is still going to let us get our Stardust Illumination. Now Trail's out. Illumination's going to get its second effect to level modulate into a 10. We're going to get ourselves out our Bestial Dispatter. Revolution's gonna resolve getting the called by, and we're gonna give ourselves out another good card in Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. We're gonna use Red Dragon Archfiend and Assault Synchron to get ourselves out our Baron Defear, which is really good for us. We're gonna use the Revolution as material for Stardust Synchron to get ourselves out Stardust Trail and Stardust Synchron to get ourselves out an 8. The 8 of choice is going to be Sideframe Lord Omega. Omega effect, we're going to pitch 2. We're going to get ourselves out him a called by, as well as, let's see what else we get. The Ash Blossom. Now that reveals he had Ash Blossom in his hand the whole entire time, but we played around it, so he couldn't do anything about it. Alright, going first with a God tier hand. Our opponent does have some interaction for us. Called by is going to be activated on that Maxi. I do not like to play through that. So, going to have to use our called by pretty early, not playing around any of our Ash Blossoms or anything. But let's see if we can get this to go through. Our opponent does have an Ash Blossom. Now, this is a big choke point of the deck. This is where it would happen. So we're gonna have to play strategically here to see if what we can get out. We're gonna use Stardust Trail to get us our Revolution. Now my play here is to really play Baron and kind of pass after the Droll, because we still haven't got access to anything, and even if we did mill our Water Enchantress, it wouldn't ended up doing anything since our opponent did have so much interaction. Now, Baron's here. We're going to use Revolution to mill a Small World. Honestly, not bad. We do not want to have that on top of the deck. Did I have to use the Revolution there? No, but I did do it anyway. Our opponent activates that. That's a 1-card combo. I'm going to Baron here. Now, he has 2 cards in hand. There's still a chance he has another Kashtira card, which he does, but that's not really one of them that we need to worry about here. And it looks like Theosis was his only other card. So he's going to make Revolution a level 3 and destroy it. We do have a Baron on field, and we do get the Reborn Tengu. Now I'm going to get Revolution back to kind of show off a cool combo. We're going to use Reborn Tengu and Revolution here to get ourselves out a newer card I've been trying to play around with, Shooting Riser Dragon. Now Shooting Riser Dragon is going to activate, modulating its level to 6 using Jet. We're going to get the Reborn Tengu here, and unfortunately if we just had one more card, this would have resulted in a full combo. Yeah, Reborn Tengu and Shooting Riser can get you out the Baron as well as the Revolution, but since we had no more cards left at our disposal, we couldn't get that final Jet into rotation. Opponent has 1 card in hand. He ends his turn. We have lethal amount of damage on board. Just being resilient was enough. We activate the right just to get a little bit more damage on board just in case, and we go right to battle to finish off this game. I just thought it was a really resilient combo, and we ended up getting the dub, so I was like, why not include it, you know? It's a really fun duel. Alright guys, another video for you guys today. We're going to be playing our Adventure Stardust deck once again. Small World is the first card we're going to activate. It looks like our opponent does have the Ash Blossom. We do have the Called By, and honestly, us using Called By on the Ash isn't the biggest deal, but we do have 2 Ashes in hand. One's going to be used as our Small World gateway, as well as the other one is probably going to be used as discard fodder now, because it's not even worth keeping in the hand. So we're going to get Water Enchantress to get us our right, which is good. I mean, baiting out that Ash there was probably the best pick. So Adventure, we're going to get ourselves our Adventure engine going, getting the Wandering Griffin into rotation, and getting it onto the field with our Revolution. Now, it's really cool. A lot of people's insecurities with Synchrons is, what if your Junk Speeder gets negated? I like to play my best ability to make sure it doesn't. And with Baron, as well as Faithful Adventure, that's 2 types of interaction protecting Junk Speeder. I love how I can get it to resolve, and Faithful Adventure is being showed off there as a chain 2 for your Junk Speeder to make sure your Junk Speeder gets resolved. Now we only get to summon 2 of our materials, but that would have been full combo, but our opponent does surrender. Guys, I just keep on tinkering with this deck and I find some really cool interactions. Few things I would want to change, maybe. Crossout here kind of for just a crossout target, so getting rid of an imperm to play second jet might be worth it to me. But other than that, the deck is just so cool. Using the Shooting Riser instead of Ancient Fairy or Moonlight, I feel like it's a lot better because you can end up with a Baron still, which that's why we're playing 3 Reborn Tengu now. It's a must because we want to see it. We see Revolution, and if Reborn Tengu is with Small World in our hand, then we can just switch out something for Small World. Now, the extra deck as well, we are kind of missing, the only thing I would possibly change, I feel like Punisher comes up so much that I like it, but changing Punisher for maybe a different Crimson Dragon target if you don't want to go for the Trishula. Good one would be Crystal Wing. But Trishula, I've seen it go off. I've used it in aggro plays for taking out 3 cards out of my opponent's first turn. Or I'm trying to play it where I can take out more than 1 card on my opponent's turn with Crimson. I'm really trying to learn that, and that's probably what's going to bring this deck to another evolution. Now, I keep on hearing budget things about this deck. Jet Synchron is probably the budget option over Revolution. Playing Revolution at 1 is possible if you play more of Jet as well as something in the extra deck like Jet's Warrior. Now, I really love this deck. I'm glad that everybody's enjoying the videos on it. I'm going to keep on putting them up for you guys, and I'm glad to be back. We're going to be uploading a short later today. I'm going to be showing you guys some RDA combos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys.